Hello and welcome to our spring orchestra concert for our 5th grade and our 6th grade orchestras. My name is Miss Driscoll and I teach in too many buildings to name all at once. Back here we have Mrs. Karchevsky and somewhere around here we have Mrs. Lowe, and you'll get to see Mr. Yoke later on. These are all of our string teachers in the district. We're going to start our program off with our fabulous 5th graders. I would love you to think back to their first performance. And they were mostly plucking their strings, and they were really nervous and felt like they just barely knew what they were doing. You are going to have your minds blown when you hear how far they have come in just 30 minutes once a week since December. So let's meet our 5th graders. Should I do this alphabetically? I'll forget it, somebody. If you're from Bellflower, stand up. Let's hear it for Bellflower. Okay, if you're from Brentmore, stand up. Okay. All right, what's next? Hopkins would be next, right? Hopkins. Just kidding, I forgot. Garfield. Okay, then next would be Lake. Lake, if you're from Lake, stand up. Yeah. How about Orchard Hollow? Woo! Oh, you know who I forgot even before Garfield? I forgot Fairfax. Woo! Here. And what do we have? Sterling Morton. Yay! Did I forget anybody? Who did I forget? Nobody? All right, let's hear it for all of our 5th graders. We're going to get this show started. Okay, here we go. So I forgot to do a reminder for my sixth graders, just to make sure that you're very quiet in the audience when there's music happening. And also that's gonna go for our fifth graders. You're gonna get to hear 3 separate orchestras, our sixth grade orchestras. Now, they were pretty impressive back at the beginning of the year, but they have learned so much since then. And you're gonna see some really cool techniques and some great music. You might be looking at your program and being like, man, they're only gonna play 2 songs. That feels like kind of a ripoff. But I promise they're longer songs and they have a lot in them. This is our memorial sixth grade orchestra, and they're going to play La Réjouissance, an extremely fancy song. And then we're gonna show off our bass section back here. And fifth graders, you know we don't have any basses right now. I'm gonna be looking for some of you guys to take up this massive instrument. So be listening to Basically Bluegrass and see if some of you might be interested in doing that next year.
tonight. Thank you again for coming out to our spring concert. How about another round of applause for 6th grade Ridge? That was awesome. That was Memorial? Oh my gosh, well, now we're ready for Ridge too, but all right, for Memorial this time. My name is Mr. Yoke. I'm the director at Shore and also at the high school. Next, we're going to hear our 6th grade Shore Orchestra. This is always one of my most favorite concerts of the year, just to hear the progression from 5th grade into 6th grade. You know, it's amazing what happens in our classes when we have them more than just once a week for 25 minutes. Last thing before we get started, wanted to talk a little bit about summer camp. Meets every day of the summer, starts the first Tuesday of summer, right after Memorial Day. It's $85 for the entire camp, includes a t-shirt. So without the cost of the shirt, that's about $3 a day. That's a pretty good price. For an hour and a 15-minute class per day, we have a fun activity every Friday. Sometimes we play music kickball. We also have a day where Mr. Gatsky, our sound engineer over here, he has an awesome screen that lowers down. It's gigantic. Play some music video games, and sometimes we get into the Mario Kart and the Smash Brothers, and we get into some of that stuff too, which is neat. Last year it actually rained a significant amount of Thursdays and Fridays, which eliminated some of our outdoor activities. So we came up with a paper airplane toss competition, and it was amazing. We started in the up in the balcony, and we got paper airplanes to fly all the way back to the stage. So curious if anyone can beat the record this year. So on your way out tonight, there's some forms right before you head to Dairy Queen. There's some forms on the Menor Orchestra table. All right, we'd like to continue the show next with Shore's 6th grade orchestra. Thanks again.
before we get to our last group, I just want to reinforce how cool that summer camp is that Mr. Yoke runs. How many sixth graders went last year? Just like give a wave if you were in it last year. Yeah, that's definitely not enough because it is such a cool camp and it's a great deal. And I can always tell the kids that went to summer camp because they come back and they know so many more new things the next year when they come back to orchestra, and they're always asking me, can we play this really cool song from summer camp? So definitely think about doing summer camp this summer. Also, I don't know if Mr. Yoke mentioned Dairy Queen after the concert. If you go to the Dairy Queen on Lakeshore, they will donate a portion of whatever you spend to our orchestra program. Looks like a beautiful day out there, great time to get some ice cream. Okay, this is our final group of the night. This is our Ridge Orchestra, and this is actually our last ever Ridge Orchestra. I don't know if you heard, but Ridge is closing this year. And I think this is the final music group to have a concert. I'm not 100% sure about this, but I think band and choir and our older orchestras already went. So this is the last music you might hear from Ridge ever. So no pressure, guys. We got to sound really good. We're going to start off with a really spooky song, just to get you a little afraid. And then we're going to kick off summer with Summer Stomp. Here's our Ridge Orchestra. you so much for coming. Can we have one more round of applause for our amazing fifth graders? And how about all of our fabulous sixth graders? All right, I'm looking forward to seeing all of you at summer camp and at Dairy Queen and in orchestra next year. Have a great summer. Thank you for coming.